What's going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back to you this evening and bring you a reaction video that I did to a video that Van Hall with the LFR Family put up called "Her Racist Remarks Shocked Me." And I gotta be honest with you, man, they kind of shocked me too, but I'm not overly surprised, but I was somewhat surprised to hear this on YouTube. Well, I gotta be honest with you, man. Yeah, I was surprised, but I don't want to demonize this lady because she got up, and it takes a lot of guts to get up and to say things on YouTube in front of people. And, we don't need to shut down dialogue. And this woman is speaking what's on her mind, what's in her heart. And even if it's dark, it's there. And she has the guts to talk about this. And I tip my hat to her. I really do. But hey, guys, if you would, please like and subscribe to my channel. And let me know down below in the comments what you think. And I'm going to put the link to Van Hall's video in the comments or in the description.
Or not?
Because of their history, because of experiences I've had with them. Because I know that they are the masters and arch deceivers of hate and racism. Everything that we've been taught racism-wise, we've learned from them. So no, I don't. Absolutely not. And I know they weren't born to be good people. That's just not their nature.
Do you have any white friends?
No, not one. And they when they get wet. I mean, I'm just saying, that's...
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut right here. But yeah, so this woman has the view of white people. Does she know all white people? Say that, their history is my history, is your history, all black people. So, I got to tell you, again, we all have our own personal views. I get that. But, I have personal views. I have my personal views of people. And I got to tell you, when I was in my early 20s, I was carjacked by two black guys with guns. My house was broken into shortly after I got married by a black guy, and my wife and I got home during the robbery. My wife 6 months later was run off the road by a carload of black guys, and she was able to get in touch with me with the cell phone, and I was waiting outside for the guys. She was almost home, and I was standing out there with personal protection. That's all I'm going to say. But, and there were a few other things that happened too. There were several crimes committed against me and my wife by black guys, by black men. Is it okay for me to have a hateful view of black people, of black men? See, I would say not. And again, it's not because of doing the right thing for black people, for black men. It's even for myself. Think about it for a minute. If I have all the hate built up inside of me, that's bad for me. And whether or not you want to admit this or not, you have hate built up inside of you. And, that's not good for you. And you're going to be met with people that don't like people like you. You're going to get what you give. If you don't like racism, don't be racist. Again, man, actually, when two of the crimes were committed against myself, my wife, when the house was broken into and when she was ordered off the road, we were actually, our best friends was a black couple. And that didn't affect my relationship with them at all. Because they weren't the ones that did that. So when you talk about history, you talk about people in their history, you got to make sure that you're not lumping all people together based on the color of their skin, because that, ma'am, is racist.
That's just part of it. They do.
Okay.
What?
Okay. See, and that right there is why people like they slow walk certain conversations, because they don't know where the other person stands. Like, for instance, when I asked you that question based off of some things that, certain conversations and certain memes and GIFs, and I don't know why they call them GIFs. I call them GIFs. That's on the internet, but then I'll see like a comment or two and by different people. And when I ask, do you trust white people, that you point out your own personal relationships with them or lack thereof. You point out your own observations of them, current and in the past. And because of current and the past, you're not going to deal with them in the future or in the present.
I mean, my grandfather was white, but I didn't know him. He died before I was born. So, but
do you not know how? Well, you do. You probably still feel some type of hurt from the type of things that we've gone through as Black people, right?
Mm-hmm. On a daily basis.
And then when people say something about us that's off color or is not what we are or not who we are, but is blatant disrespectful, you will have an issue with that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So how do you think, or do you even care, that white people take offense to anything that you may say?
I don't care about white people.
Well,
nothing about them.
If you don't care about white people, you can't expect them to care about you. Again, ma'am, I hope you can let go of this. I really do. But ma'am, you are racist. That's what you are. And you can expect people to like you and you not like them. It don't work that way. And there are some people that will like you. They will be respectful. Like myself, I will be respectful to you, even though you don't like me because of the color of my skin. But you can expect the vast majority of white people to like you if you hate them.
Right
nothing
here.
About them, nothing.
Do you consider this hate?
No, that's my personal experience and my personal opinion. I'm not asking anybody to jump on board with me and say what I say or do what I do. This is my experience.
It doesn't matter if it's your personal opinion or not. Hate doesn't matter if it's, if there are a bunch of people that hate or if there's one person. It's still hate. Man, you gotta let go of this.
This is coming from me. Not the comments expressed on this YouTube or Instagram is not that of the Van Hall. These are all comments of myself. That's how I feel. I have felt that way for a very long time, and I will continue because it serves me right. I don't have to worry about, is this white person this, or I don't have time to try to pick and choose if this one is good or this one is this or this what they mean. I'm gonna put everybody in one category. I don't want to deal with you. I know your nature. I know your history. I know what you're capable of. I see it every single day. I've experienced it in the past. And I don't want to, I choose, that's just not what I choose to be around. I want to be around my own people that I feel comfortable.
So are all black men capable of carjacking me at gunpoint? Are all black men capable of breaking in my house? Well, I guess everyone's capable of breaking in my house. And that's the way I got to look at things. It's people that are aligned with evil or aligned with bad things. It's not, you're wanting to make it about color, about race. And that is what racism is. And man, I hope the best for you. I really do.
With people that I know can relate to some of the plights that I have that are going on in the world. White people can't. So for interracial couple, let's take that. So for instance, if I have a white man and I go home and I'm having a bad day at work from the white man, I can't go home like, I hate that white man. He's gonna be like, wait a minute, I can't be 100% me black around you because I'm going to be fearful that I may offend the person I so-called. I'm not doing all that's just too much work. And then
see, why can't you see if your boss is a man, why can't you see him as a man or as a person instead of as a white person or a white man? Again, man, if I come home and I get mad because I had to deal with somebody who's black and I yell a bunch of bad words and everything about and call them, a particular name because they're black. I mean, is that right? That's hate inside of me. First of all, it's hurting me. And second off, man, it doesn't matter whether they're white or black or what color. If they're hateful towards you, they're hateful towards you for the most part because they're just hateful people. And ma'am, right about now, please look in that mirror. Please understand that hate is within you. You hate just as much as you say they hate you. You become that. That to me is I feel bad for you. I really do. But ma'am, you gotta step up. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror and you gotta be honest. What's going on? We all go through difficult things. All of us have. Me included. We all have different views of things and of people. But you got to let go of this stuff for your own good, too.
So you're telling me that when your granddaughter and your grandchildren are on these teams, sports teams with white kids.
There's no white kids in my granddaughter's gymnast.
So they're never going to be, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying they're never going to be at this present moment. There are near one.
All right, so I'm putting it out there that it is going to happen. It's going to be a little bit more.
Sure, there may be. Well, it just depends because I try to keep my grandchildren around my people. And every I go when I check out. I kind of do my due diligence on places. I'm like, no, this not. No, that's not good. This is
but if white kids became, someone became her friends or her teammates, either in school or on these swimming teams and gymnastics teams, all these things, you would then start to commingle with their parents just for your grandparents.
I would not. No.
So you wouldn't be a part of anything that they're doing simply because they're white?
No, what I'm saying is if they somehow get on her team or whatever, I don't have to talk to any parents. Just like now, it's predominantly Black, and I talk to the ones, but I don't talk to everyone. I don't talk to all the parents because they're Black. Just some I don't communicate with because they are just there to see their child. They don't want to talk, and that's fine. But especially white people, I'm not going to go out of no.
You're
I stay in my
interesting.
corner. I stay to myself.
You mind your business.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with you. I hope you don't want nothing to do with me because I'm not going to say anything to you. Don't say anything to me. That's how I roll. Like that's it. Even like my grandkids, they are well versed and educated on how I feel about white people and why I feel that way. Me and my granddad, we have conversations all the time about white.
See, now, a few minutes ago, you said that you didn't push this stuff onto other people. Well, you're talking to your grandkids about how you feel negatively about white people. Again, you're kind of indoctrinating them. They're kids. They're like sponges. They're going to soak that stuff up. They're going to become hateful. They're going to have that blockage in them. They're going to have that blockage. They're not going to be able to live free, to be free. You can't be free with the hate. You can't do it. And, it's, and again, all you can pass along, I understand, all you can pass along is what you have, what's inside of you. So if you're hateful, that's all you can pass on. But ma'am, I hope and I pray that you get out of this and you see that you ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself and hurting the people around you that you care about the most or say you care about. Because you ain't hurting the people. You ain't hurting the people that you hate. They don't care. But you do. Because it's hurting you.
White people.
Now,
so she knows what to look for.
Now, can she, if she decide to, because she will decide to think for herself, even taking in all the information that grandma's given her.
Absolutely.
If she decides to have white friends and bring them to the house and hang out and all that other stuff, you will allow it?
No, not in my house. You can go to your mama's house with that or whoever's house, but not in here. No, man. I don't invite the enemy in my house. No, for nobody.
So a white kid is an enemy?
Yes.
I need to understand this. I promise you, I'm not listening.
Because they were born that way.
I love to learn.
That's their nature. That's their nature.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they were born. They're born evil. There's no other explanation. That's just what it is. Because you don't want to see it that way, and I get it. You have, transition and progress on to,
So again, man, kids, you talk about kids, and that's where I really have a problem. You're talking about kids a certain way. Man, I got 3 kids. And they play with black kids all the time. We have black families right down the road. I teach my kids there's no difference. There's no difference. It's just the complexion of their skin. Yeah, we might grow up with a little bit different culture, but there's no difference. There's no real difference. And you gotta let go of this hate, but when it comes to kids, and those little white kids, they have no idea. If I didn't want black kids around, that'd be seen as a problem. I'm sure you would see that as a problem. Or at least majority of black people would. And it would be a problem. It would be. But also, man, can you think about those kids? And if they knew that, the way they would feel. that they aren't liked because of the color of their skin. I mean, really. You know, it's just, to me, it's just heartbreaking to think of any kid, white, black, brown, didn't matter, yellow, red, that, you know, that understands that they aren't wanted in a particular place because of the color of their skin. I mean, just the amount of damage that would do to a kid. Understanding that. I mean, to me, that's trauma. You know, to understand that you're not welcome because of your race.
Relationships with them, that's not how I was raised. That's not what I know.
Well, it's not that, honestly, I do want to see I want to see things through other people's lenses, because my life is not that exciting. I mean, it really isn't. So when I look at things through other people's lenses, it gives me a better perspective of
so you don't
how
see
you
what's
see the
going
world.
on in the world?
Hmm?
Do you not see what's going on in the world?
I see what's going on in the world, but I see it through my own scope. Like, everyone's periphery is different. That's why you got all these different songs that come out. Like, everybody got their own way of looking at love, their own way of looking at sex, their own way of looking at money, their own way of looking at like white and black relations. Like, so our perspectives are different, even if we living in this world together. We party together, we eat together, we do everything together. But at the end of the day, we still look at things based off of our own walks. So when you tell me this, it's like, go ahead.
Okay, so most deaths, murders, pillages.
I got to agree with Van again, man, on that. I mean, we look at things based upon where we came from, and I mean, I think also who's inside of us, what we aligned with. If we align with darkness, if we got hate built up inside of us, it kind of blocks us. We can't experience something. We can experience good, but yeah, I mean, you know, people experience things in different ways. I have different views of things, I'm sure, than Van does. I grew up in the South, between Atlanta, Georgia, and upstate South Carolina. And I'm a white guy. I'm a little bit older, man. We're about the same age. And yeah, I mean, I grew up in a certain way. He grew up in a certain way. But at the end of the day, we're still people. We're men. We're human beings. We're people. And but yeah, I mean, we all have our own lens. We all have our own way of viewing the world. And again, man, if we had the blockage of anger inside of us, we're gonna suffer. You know, we're gonna hate people. We're gonna hate ourselves.
Come from what people? Who's done past history, present history, and future?
Who's killing more people in this world right now? Or who's killed more people?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, both. Either one. What race of people?
Proximity. People kill the people that are in close proximity of them.
That's not what I asked.
Hold on. Can I finish? Mm-hmm. No, seriously. No,
I said what color. That's all I'm asking. What people? I'm getting historically, presently, and futuristically will have killed
right now. Okay. White people are killing more white people, and black people are killing more black people. And hold on. And black people are killing more people at a way more alarming rate. And here's the thing. You ever heard of Kill Mo Network on IG?
I've seen it.
Kill Mo Network, it puts out this is just local, Maryland, DC, and Virginia. Every single day, at least 2 more killings of us come out every single day.
Okay,
Now,
but you're looking at a black platform, right?
hold on.
See, your hold on, your vision is through a black platform. Now,
no, it's
go
not.
globally. Let's
No,
talk globally, not a small little corner. Let's talk globally and
you gotta let me.
historically.
You gotta let me finish, woman. Please,
Mm-hmm.
please.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, okay. So globally, the global view is what I do for a living. So my global algorithm, because that's what it's called. Whenever you look at something that's that interests you, or you have to look at it for work or whatever, they'll continue to show more and more and more.
I'm not talking algorithm, AI, and all of that stuff. I'm not talking about online. I'm talking about globally, knowing the history.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. No, I'm gonna get to that, because I don't watch a whole bunch of TV. So being that I don't watch a whole bunch of TV, even if I did, the news that I'm watching, I see a whole bunch of that on the internet, and the internet is where I get all of my information globally, past, present, future, all those things. The future is just where the economy is going, and where the world is going with politics and all those other things.
You got white sponsors? Is that what it is?
Hold on, can I?
I'm just asking. You got white sponsors on this thing?
Do I have white sponsors?
Uh-huh.
Actually, I got white and black sponsors. My newest sponsorship is a black woman and white man who are married, Patrick and Gina. And therefore a company called BlueMonsterPrep.com. Make sure y'all go there. Make sure y'all go to BlueMonsterPrep.com and get all your needs and whatnot. But Patrick and Gina are absolutely phenomenal. Listen, hold on. You making me mess up my point.
Okay,
my point is, this is my point. Kilmo Network reports different types of crimes, and most of them are homicides or people who are intending to commit a homicide, but they miss because they're shooting sideways. But at the end of the day, I also do follow white news because I want to know what's going on in white world. Okay. And the reason why that's important is because a lot of people who are stuck in their bubble, they don't go outside of their bubbles to find that other that extra information, and they don't know what's going on. They just speculate. But without even speculating, you know exactly what's going on in your community, in Black culture, and you know.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, yeah, I think people don't go outside of their kind of their sphere, so to speak, their world, and look at different information that's going on, different things that are happening. And also, I would like to add to that I think people don't want to see the viewpoints of other people, and they automatically want to get mad. They want to get mad. They want to, my view is correct. My view is right. My view is, and just like, man, that's your view. That's your view of things. You know, one thing I will say, one thing I agree with Jesse Lee Peterson, and I know Van does a lot of stuff on him. But one thing I will agree that Jesse says, it's a battle between good and evil, and I definitely agree with that. It's not so much about, people are aligned with what they're aligned with. They're aligned with what they're aligned with. There are good people in every different walk of life, and there are bad people in different walks of life, and again, it's what I think what we're aligned with, and how much hate that we have blocking us up. And unfortunately, man, this lady really seems to have a lot of anger inside of her, a lot of bitterness. And again, she'll say no, I'm sure, but if you don't like somebody, if you don't like kids, even kids, because of the color of their skin, you hate, there is something wrong. There's something going on there. if you don't like somebody but kids because of the color of their skin. And again, man, if you're lumping all people into a group, all white people, all brown people, all black people, all whatever, into a group, then you aren't looking at people, at individual people. You're cheating them, but you're cheating yourself because you don't know what you could have. You have no idea what's out there. I mean, none. No clue.
For certain, how we get down and how we have been getting down for the last 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm. So how have white people been getting down in that same time and before and now? And don't just use black people as the example, how we've been getting down.
Here's the thing.
Let's look at how white people have been getting down for 400 or 500 years. That's just what we know of.
White people have been setting things up so that they can win in the country.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about death, destruction, murder. I'm talking about all that kind of stuff.
You talking about slavery? Are you talking about slavery and Jim Crow?
I'm talking about all of it, from then to right now that we talking.
Oh, a lot of demonic stuff has been happening from white people to black people. A lot.
That's all I needed to hear.
Hold on. No. Let me finish though. I gotta finish because here's the thing. If
who taught the black people that? Who taught us to be evil people? Who taught us to be raised to be murderers? Who taught us?
Satan, the devil. That's what taught you to, I mean, again, yeah, horrible things happened in the past. I totally get that. Slavery was horrible. Discrimination has been bad, been horrible. I get it. I totally get it. Well, as much as I can, but look, I'm 45 years old. I'm a middle-aged guy. I was born in 1977. I had nothing to do with it. And I'm a middle-aged man. And even older people had nothing to do with things. If you're 70, 75 years old, even if you grew up in the South, you were babies during Jim Crow. Babies. Little kids. Look, I understand that bad things have happened. Horrible things have happened. And I'm not saying that people should forget that. Not at all. People can't forget everything that happened. And they shouldn't forget what happened. But the fact of the matter is, man, we've got to move forward the best way that we can. We got to have equality under the law. You're not going to change the minds of people. I'm not going to change the mind of you. I don't think I am. And you're not going to change the mind of some white KKK guy who lives in, Alabama or something. But the fact of the matter is, ma'am, you've got to move forward the best way you can, because the white people that are in front of you now, yeah, there are some jerks. I totally get that. I've seen that. I'm white. I grew up around white people. Some white people I don't want nothing to do with. Some white people are mean as hell. They're mean and they're nasty. But a lot of white people are not. They're good people. They're good people. And you've got to see this. For your own good, you got to open up yourself and see this. But yeah.
All of that kind. It was everything that we've learned from white people, educated, white education, white this. We've learned that from them.
So hold on. So are you giving people a pass for going out there and shooting each other? Are you giving people a pass for going out there and
Did you
selling
hear me
drugs
say
to their
that?
parents?
Did you hear me say that? I did
No,
not
but
say that. I said we learned everything that is evil
okay.
from the arch deceivers.
And
That's what exactly.
but by us learning that, does that mean that we shouldn't hold accountability for ourselves?
That's not what I'm saying. You did not hear me say that.
No, I'm asking you. I'm just asking you.
Every person is supposed to be accountable for their actions. Okay. Absolutely. But when you are taught something, just like we're taught in school, certain things, and we go out and do them just because we were taught. I mean, yeah, you have to look at your accountability after the fact, but if this is what you taught and what you think is normal, you're going to do that, right? Just like we say 2 + 2 is 4. That's what we were taught, right? How do we know that? And just we do it and get it wrong. Yeah, you got it wrong, but this is what I was taught. So how, can you really punish a person for being taught something that they think is normal, which is maybe considered wrong or not normal? I mean, it's many different scenarios you can look at this.
In the same token, what you're saying, and again, I disagree with a lot of what you're saying, but with what you're saying, if you give black people a pass because they've been taught something as evil, then wouldn't you give the same pass to white people? Because they've been taught by the people that came before them something. Again, man, I agree with Van on this. I mean, we're all accountable for our actions individually. But we can't lump people into groups and have group guilt. We can't do that. That's discrimination. We can't lump all people into a group, no matter who they are, no matter if they're white. White people can't lump black people into a group and say, well, they're this way because they're black. You can't lump white people into a group and say they're this way because they're white. It doesn't work that way. If you want to get rid of hatred, stop hating. If you want to get rid of racism, stop being racist. That's all we can do, man. All we have control over is ourselves. That's it. We don't have control over nobody else. Nobody else we have control over. Just ourselves.
You son of a